Hey guys, this is Fran. Be welcome again to MetalFran, to this video in which I would like to tell you about my top 5 best albums of this 2023. Of course, I'm not trying to be an authority here. They are the best of the year for me, considering my taste and the moment and the way they have reached me. I hope you enjoy the video and will let me know in comments which would be your top 5. Here we go. Let's start with Foregone by In Flames, an almost perfect album from the start until the end and one of my favorites of this year. Honestly, I could tell it was going to be a great album as the singles were released. You have a video on this channel with an extended album review by Foregone analyzing in depth, so I don't want to be very long on this one. I just wanted to say that I found it unexpectedly great that In Flames have been able to release an album like this at this point in their career, especially after a few weak albums that suggested that maybe we have already seen the best of their career. The strengths of Foregone lie in its infectious melodies, powerful riffs, and the band's ability to evolve without losing their identity. There are some tracks like Meteor Maker or State of Slow Decay that showcase the band at their best, combining aggression and melody in a perfect harmony. Foregone deserves to be in this top 5, and if you haven't listened yet, please run and do it. A new Kamelot album is always great news for me. The Awakening is the 4th album with Tommy Karevic as singer and continues a style that began to be defined in Haven, and perhaps the one in which his own imprint as singer is more noticeable, moving away very noticeable again from Roy Khan's style. I think this is very important and one of the steps that made Tommy Karevic being a great singer for Kamelot. Contrary to what happened to me with Foregone, I didn't like the first single, One More Flag in the Ground, neither at the beginning and not after listening dozens of times. There are other songs like Willow or Blood Moon that pass a bit unnoticed without being bad, just not great tracks. However, I think the rest of the album is really good. It has a great level of production, lyrics, and the performance of all the members of the band, with Tommy at the head, who I won't deny is one of my favorite singers nowadays. The Awakening mixes powerful, catchy, and elaborate melodies in a powerful metal or symphonic gothic sound that never disappoints and is still at great level. I recommend you to listen carefully because I'm sure you will enjoy it. After some good albums in the last years, Obituary came back to this 2023 with a new title, Dying of Everything, and wow, what a record. The first song, Barely Alive, is a statement of intent and sets the tone for the rest of the album. It's powerful, it's dark, it's aggressive, it's very impactful. It has everything that sums up the best of Obituary. The album stays powerful through its 10 songs with other of a very high level such as War or My Will to Live. And I have confessed that Obituary have never been one of my favorite bands, but with this album they have completely won me over, proving how death metal veterans can still be relevant and important decades after starting their career. I have to say that in the case of this Obituary album, and as well as with The Awakening and Foregone, I found the design of the covers very creative and spectacular. Dying of Everything seems to me a great job creating a simple but evocative cover with small details that they are not very appreciated at the first sight, but they are really interesting. Also, guys, you have a couple of videos of Obituary concert here in Dublin from more or less like 2-3 months ago, where they play some of the new songs like Barely Alive, and I really recommend you to check out because there was a great concert. I really enjoyed, and I was really amazed of Obituary level and how that songs just smash it during the concert. So you have it there, you can check it and you can enjoy it. Also, I would like to move now to Asinhell, a new band in the line of a supergroup that released their first album, Impii, Hora. You know one of his members, actually the lead member, who is no other than Volbeat vocalist and guitarist Michael Poulsen. The band is completed by Mark Reeve from Morgoth and Tove Hansen from Raunchy. Before fronting Volbeat, and this is something that not too many people know, Michael Poulsen formed death metal band Dominus, which recorded 4 fast, brutal albums in the mid-90s. When Poulsen was putting together songs for the last Volbeat album, Servant of the Mind, he wrote a bunch of death metal riffs and saved them on his phone. They sounded maybe a bit too much for Volbeat, so he created this new band called Asinhell, whose debut album Impii Hora is a tribute to Poulsen's favorite old-school death metal bands. The songs are rooted in crashing riffs, yet injected with strong guitar hooks and short-long refrains, and honestly, are so powerful and engaging. Fall of the Loyal Warrior, but I recommend you guys to listen the whole album because you will not be disappointed at all. And for last but not least, we have the last record from one of my favorite bands that released in this 2023 an absolute masterpiece, probably one of their best albums. I'm speaking, of course, about Insomnium and Anno 1696, a conceptual album related to the clash between Christianity and paganism, ruthless religious persecution, and the supernatural, all plays out to Insomnium's signature blend of a melodeath, doom, and the moods and emotion that results quite striking as always. Listening Insomnium is always like starting a trip to me. I envision myself in foreign and unexplored lands, and with this record I felt that more than ever. I like every song of this album, and I truly recommend it to all of you. Even if you are not a huge fan of the genre, maybe listen, give a try, because I'm sure will worth to listen. And nothing else, guys, let me know what do you think about my top 5 metal albums of this 2023, and which also would be your top. Also, please consider to subscribe to MetalFran if you like the content, and see you very soon. Take care, guys.